See us now over in the Europa League as we enter the group stages and enter the likes of Arsenal, Napoli and the return of Spurs and AC Milan. We'll talk about that and much more next. At Matchday number 1, out in the group stages, out of the Europa League, boys and girls, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button and you bang up to date with all things bang up to date. I don't even know what I'm saying. Bang up to date with all things Europa League. So smash that subscribe. I don't know. It's been a long old weekend, long week. Rovers lost. We were supposed to do this live, but fortunately we're not doing it because I'm making so many errors. It's all right, brother. It's all right. Anyway, if you are new to the channel, bang the subscribe. Of course, if you want to support the channel in another way, check out the old description down below. Patreon.com/Roverseas. There's a link where you can support the channel, like my brothers and sisters of another mother who are already supporting the channel. So big round of applause for them, guys. Let's get into it. You know what we're on about. We're going to take a look back, of course, at your picks, my picks, and all that kind of stuff, and see how we all got on last time around. We're going to kick it off with me. And hopefully my picks are going to be ready right here, right now. Just to remind you, we're going to be starting the prediction league here. It's going to add a lot more stuff on my plate to really, really make it a very, very busy week. And it already is a busy week, but we're going to make it even busier. So make sure you get your predictions in for match number 1 in the video down below. So let's get into it and have a look at how I got on. First and foremost, let's kick it off. It was CFR Cluj. They took on Cups to get through to the next round, and it was a CFR Cluj victory. 3-1 on the day. I actually went with a 4-1 win myself. Not too bad. My picks on the left, the real deals on the right. Goal scorers on the day. Fernandez with a couple of goals and Gabriel Dobrojugi on score sheet for CFR Cluj. Actico Udo giving Cups a bit of a lifeline, but it was too little, too late. Then we had, what did we have here? We had Dynamo Zagreb taking on Floria Tallinn. That was a 3-1 win on the day. Draganovic Ademi with a couple of goals for Zagreb. Vlasijev Seneviski on the score sheet for Flora. 3-1, final score, 4-1 for me. 8-2. Bad Armina, they did lose to Red Star Belgrade. 2-1 on the day. Guess what, folks? Called it. Absolutely called it. Look at me kicking off with a nice little Bobby Dazzler there. Catali and Felici on the score sheet for Red Star. Madison Lima on the score sheet for Ariad Armina as they crash out. Red Star continue. Sporting Charleroi out of Belgium took on Lech Poznan. Ended up as a 2-1 win for the Polish team. They are through. That's right. There was a red card in this one, but Daniel Ramirez and Timiris Pukarish on score sheet for Poznan. Meanwhile, Mamadou Fall on score sheet for Charleroi as they tumbled out. Lumia Salta get himself sent off for Poznan as they made it through. Malmo against Granada. That ended up as a 3-1 win for Granada. I actually went with a 2-1 win myself. 8-2 shabby on that one. So the Swedes crash out. The Spaniards go through. Darwin Machis, Antonio Puertas and Yangel Herrera on the score sheet for Granada. Joe Ingebagnit on the score sheet for Malmo as they tumble out. Slovan Liberec beat Nicosia 1-0 on the day. I actually went with a 2-0 win myself on that one. Goal scorer on the day was Karim Kasma Mari on the score sheet, sorry. 1-0 90th minute penalty to take them through. Meanwhile, PSV did oust Rosenborg 2-0 on the day. Actually went with a 3-2 win myself. So I'm doing all right here. I'm doing very, very good. I'm impressed with myself. The goal scorers on the day for PSV are in Sarevi and Cody Gakpo on the score sheet for PSV as the Dutchies go through. The Norwegians, they go out. Hapoel Beersheva against Victoria Pitsen. Was a 1-0 win for Hapoel Beersheva. Actually went with a 2-1 win myself. Ain't too bad. I'm telling you now. Josoud on the score sheet for the Israelis as they go through. 4th minute penalty. Victoria Pitsen crash out. Dynamo Brest against Ludogorets Razgrad. 2-0 win for Ludogorets Razgrad. I got a 1-0 win. I don't know what's going on. Actually, Elvis got on the score sheet. Elvis Manu and Higino Marin as Ludogorets Razgrad progressed. As Dynamo Brest crashed out. Celtic did beat Sarajevo 1-0. Actually went with a 3-1 win myself. Ain't too bad on that one. Oswin Edouard on the score sheet as they go through. They kept a hold of him as well in the old transfer window, so that's a good bit of business. Legia Warsaw against Qarabag. Difficult one this one. Actually went with a victory for Legia Warsaw, but it was Qarabag who went through 3-0. Patrick Andrazi, Abdul Suribe and Filip Ozovic on the score sheet for Qarabag as they go through. Copenhagen against Rijeka. Surprise here, of course, Copenhagen made it to the quarterfinals last time out. They got ousted. Actually went with a 3-0 win for Copenhagen, but it was Rijeka who will go through 1-0 on the day. Peter Anderson with a big fat... Peter Ankerson with a big fat OG on that one as they go through. Copenhagen go out. Standard Liège against Ferencváros. 3-1 on the day for Standard Liège. Actually went with a 2-1 win myself. Not bad there, though. Not bad. Called it sort of on that one. Nemanja Nikolovic gave Ferencváros a lead on that one before Nicolas Garvoy. Couple of penalties from Salim Amalaya to make sure Standard Liège go through. Young Boys Bern, they go through as well. 3-0 on the day, beating Terrain. Final score on that one, 3-0. Jean-Pierre Nazami with a couple of goals. Christian Fastnack on the score sheet as well. That's a donut over here, just letting you know. Austin Gonzalo Tarasa get himself sent off as they tumble out. Dundalk did beat KI Clashvich 3-1 on the day. Hey. The Irish are through. Sean Murray, Dean Clary and Daniel Kelly on the score sheet. Lovely Irish names there. And Ollie Eric Migaritson getting the 1-0 goal for KI Clashvich. Basel did tumble out 3-1 to CSKA Sofia. Thiago Rodriguez with a couple of goals. Ahmed Amadov as well. Otto Karabal giving Basel the lead on that one. Actually went with Basel. Shame on me. 2-0 for me. 3-1 final score going the other way. Athens did beat Wolfsburg. Another surprise one there. 2-1 on the day for Athens. Actually with a 3-1 win for Wolfsburg. Shame on me. The Germans crash out. The Greeks go through Andres Simonios and Karim Ashtaravash with the goals. Ahmed Mehmedi getting the 1-0 goal for Wolfsburg as they tumble out. Rangers did beat Galatasaray. 2-1. Called it, folks. Got this one bang on the nose. Scott Arfield. Ex-Dingle there. James Taverner as well. Marciaco getting the 1-0 goal for Galatasaray as they go out. Shame on them. I guess if it was with fans, it might have been a little bit different. And Sporting Lisbon, they also go out 4-1 smashed up by Lasic. Actually, with a 3-2 win for Sporting. Red card in this one as well. But Gerrit Tronia, Marco Ragaz, Peter McCurry and Andres Gruber on the score sheet for Lasic. Thiago Thomas on the score for Sporting Lisbon. Sebastian Cotes, ex-Liverpool man, Sunderland man, I think. Get himself sent off on that one. Rio Verve and AC Milan had to go to penalties. 2-2 the final score on that one. But penalties was a deciding factor. Alex Salamakis and Hakan Sangalagalu getting the score sheet for AC Milan. Francesco Garialdes and Gelson Dalla on the score sheet for Real Aviera. Tony Benkovic got himself sent off. And wrap it up, Spurs did just squeeze past Maccabi Haifa 7-2 on the day. Actually went with the 3-0 win myself. Goal scorers on the day for Maccabi Haifa: Tyron, Suri, Nikiriki, Rushkirikiri on the score sheet. Harry Kane got himself a couple of goals. He actually got a hat-trick on the day. Dele Alli as well. Giovanni Lo Celso and Lucas Moura on the score sheet as Spurs came through quite easy. And do I have my figures on this one? No. How many did I do? I got myself one, two, a two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got myself 14, boys. 14. That puts me in the top face gang or whatever it means. Shit face gang, top face gang. No, 4 you're in the shit face gang. 5-11 you're in the straight face club. 12 plus, like me, you're in the top banana. Let's have a little look at it then. NJ, you did okay. Oliver Queen, not too bad. Omar Escudillo, well done to the Mexican sniper, did bits there. Samuel Collins did top banana, well done. This fella here, he did alright. Niall Galilei, he did alright as well. Let's give those guys a round of applause. Sorry, I'm a bit tired today. Yannick Bustler, he did alright. Shane O'Donnell, he did bits. Well done. Victor Carvalho, he did alright as well. Shame on for your team there, brother. Eric Spredojevic, Sven Engregas, FH18, he did top banana. Well done to you. Alex Weller, he did alright. Ilmacha Donanista killed it. Seattle United South B8. Blue did okay. Hans Wurst, he did alright. A Judy, not too bad. Master Fighter did bits. A.T. Salonen, well done to you as well. You killed it as well. Matt Gunner, also killing it as well. And Costas K, he did okay. He did more than that. He did very, very well. Moving forward, Slaven Selt did alright. Omaji Monday, you did top banana, brother. You did top banana. Georgios Mavrios, also killing it with a top banana. Fernando Hazeas Garayas Ramon also did very, very good. Kinzam Early just with a bit part there. He did alright. Gaming Charlie, well done to you as well. And Jeriam Lenders also did very good. Okay, now before we plough forward and take a look at the first round of matches, let's take a little look at the groups then, shall we? Group A has CFR Cluj in there, CSKA Sofia, Roma and Young Boys Burn. I've already got my match day or my early bird predictions out for the Europa League, so make sure you check those videos out. And Group B, Arsenal, Dundalk, Molde and Rapid Vienna. Wow. Group C sees Leverkusen, Hapoel, Sheva, Nice, which is very, very nice. Slavia, Praha also in that group as well. That's Group C. Group D sees Benfica, Lech, Poznan, Rangers, and Standard Liège. Difficult group, that one. Group E sees Granada, AC Omonia as Cyprus, PAOK, of course, PSV Eindhoven. Group F has AZ Alkmaar, Napoli, Real Sociedad. This is a difficult group. Rijeka as well. Group G has Athens, Leicester, Sociedad, Braga, and Zorya Lushnichnik as well. Group H has Celtic, Lille, Milan, and of course Sparta Prague. Group I has Maccabi Tel Aviv, Qarabag, Silversport, and Villarreal. Moving into Group J. Those predictions I don't think are out today. They might be out tomorrow. Antwerp, Lasic, Ludogorets, Razgrad, and of course Tottenham Hotspur as well. Group K sees CSKA Moscow, Dynamo Zagreb, Feyenoord, and Wolfsburg coming out of Austria. And of course Group L, we have Red Star Belgrade, Ghent, Hoffenheim, and Liberec as well. So very, very feisty looking groups there. But what about the matches then? Let's get into it. Alrighty then, folks, let's take a look at the first round of matches. Kick it all off with Young Boys Bern up against AS Roma. Now, have these two sides ever played each other? Well, we'll take a little look at it in just a second. Where do we have Young Boys Bern? They've never played each other, of course, heading into this. But of course, Roma come into this with just one defeat of the past 3 games over in Italy, losing to Verona on day one. It looks like it was one of them weird ones. Maybe it be a Corona issue. It was. I think Verona giving the 3-0 victory. Maybe I think Roma played an illegible player or something like that. I think I recall that. But besides that, they did pick up a draw against Juventus and of course a victory against Udinese. They are in action tomorrow, maybe today, depending on when this video goes out. Meanwhile, Young Boys Bern have only got the past couple of games for them and the Europa League, and that was back-to-back wins without conceding a goal. So they'll fancy the chances on this one. A quick look at the bookies' odds on this. Let's have a look then, shall we? What we got for this first one. Young Boys Bern take it on Roma over, and these are, of course, they're kind of two-legged affairs really, but realistically, it's an individual match. But the bookies' odds on this one, Young Boys were 10-3 for them, 4-3 on for Roma. Long shot. Well, they're sort of favourites for this one. 11-4 is your draw. Again, I do expect Young Boys Bern to compete at home and do expect them to get something out of this, but not today. 2-0 win for Roma to take it to the bank. Moving forward, CSKA Sofia taking on CFR Cluj coming out of Romania. Where do we have on this one then, shall we? What do you call it? CSKA Sofia. Where are you? It's so many games. Next up, we have CSKA Sofia taking on Cluj, coming at you. Now, these two sides have played each other 3 times in the past. It's actually been 3 wins and a 3 for CFR Cluj. They've all been friendlies or Mickey Mouse games. I don't really know. The last time they played each other, though, was in Romania. They've never played in Bulgaria, so this will be a different kettle of fish, this one. Coming into this, Cluj unbeaten in 6 games across the board here, winning 4 of them, drawing 2. Meanwhile, CSKA Sofia just 1 defeat as well. For them, that was against Plovdiv over in their Bulgarian top flight. Heading into this, Cluj actually undefeated in the last 5 matches in the Europa League. CSKA Sofia have also won the last 4 matches in the Europa League as well, scoring at least 2 goals heading into this. Quick look at the bookies' odds on this one, if we can find them, because it's so many games. 29-20 for CSKA Sofia, 9-4 is the draw, 15-8 is Cluj on this one. Cluj are a decent side and they are a difficult one to beat, and this one is hard to call, but I'm going to go with the CSKA Sofia at home to take it to the bank. Next up we have Rapid Vienna. Where are you, son? Or they're taking on the Gunners, of course. They're all over the place. The games are absolutely all over the place. There we are. Rapid Vienna. They've never played Arsenal before in the past, and so far they've not had a good start to the old European adventure, losing last round to Ghent in the Champions League qualifying campaign, tumbled down into the Europa League. Meanwhile, Arsenal come to this on the back end of a defeat against Manchester City, hot off the press. Before that was back-to-back wins, of course, beating Sheva United and, of course, beating Liverpool in the Carabao Cup on penalties. So not too bad form for them. 2 defeats in the past 6 games against big opposition over in the domestic game. Meanwhile, quick look at the bookies' odds on this one. Rapid Vienna up against Arsenal. Let's have a look at the odds on this one. Is 19-4 for Rapid Vienna, 7-4 on Arsenal. Are your favourites? 3-1 is your draw. Going to go with Arsenal as well on this one. They've got a good squad depth, big old squad depth. They might have lost to Manchester City, but I only 1 goal, but I do expect them to bounce back accordingly here. Dundalk taking on Molde. Of course, a good game for Dundalk, this one, and a good potential to get some points on this. Molde coming into this via the old trapdoor of the Champions League. Dundalk coming to this 3 games unbeaten across the competitions as well in Europe and, of course, domestically, drawing 2 and winning 1. And what that win was against Cork. Cork City indeed. Meanwhile, heading into this, Molde just 1 defeat the past 5 games. That was against Sandefjord over in the Norwegian top flight, of course, and they were also knocked out by the old Champions League by Fenerbahce on away goals, which is very, very harsh. So difficult one, that one, but it's going to be a difficult game overall on this one. Dundalk 16-5 for the victory, 11-8 Molde are your favourites, 3-1 as you draw. Dundalk are just happy to be here, but I do expect them to get points at home. It might not be wins, but it's a point. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw for Dundalk. Meanwhile, Bayer Leverkusen, they are going to be taking on Nice, which is very, very nice. Heading into this, of course, La Liga up against Ligue 1. Leverkusen come into this unbeaten in 5 games across the board, winning 2 of them, just 2 of them, drawing 3 of them. Those 2 wins, one was just last time around against Mainz, hot off the press. The other one was in the German Cup, 7-0 win over some Mickey Mouse team. Meanwhile, Nice come back into this. They're going to be playing tomorrow, maybe today, depending on when this video goes live. But before that, they're actually unbeaten in 2 games, picking up a draw and a win. Before that, 3 games losing streak for them. Nice have actually lost their 5 of the last 6 matches in the Europa League. They've also lost by 1 goal margin in those last 3 games as well. Quick look at the bookies' odds on this one. What do we have for Leverkusen up against Nice? Sometimes the odds aren't even in there. There they are. 13-8 for Leverkusen. Now our favourites. 4-1 is your long shots, which is Nice. Not very nice. And 3-1 is your draw. I'm sticking with Leverkusen on this one with a 3-1 win to take it to the bank. Hapoel Sheva taking on Slavia Prague. Of course, Israel up against the Czech Republic. Now, these two sides have never played each other before in the past, but they will play each other just this time, and they'll do it again. Sheva actually won the last 4 matches in the Europa League, but they come into this 3 wins on the spin as well across the European competition, picking wins up against Pittston, Motherwell, and Lech, conceding just the 1 goal as well. Meanwhile, Slavia Prague come into this just 1 defeat the past 4 games across the board. That was in the Champions League, losing to Midtjylland 4-1 as they tumble out into the old Europa stages. Quick look at the bookies' odds on this one. What do we have on this? 4-1 for Sheva, 6-4 on for Slavia Prague, 40-5 is your draw. The bookies don't fancy Sheva, neither do I. I'm going with a Slavia Prague victory to take it to the bank. Lech Poznan taking on Benfica. What do we have on this one? I believe you're right about there. Take it on. They've never played each other. Of course they've not. Benfica came into this winning 4 of the past 5 games, losing in the Champions League 2-1. Who's that to? Panathinaikos, possibly? Yes, it is. PAOK, actually. PAOK. They lost to PAOK. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Poznan coming to this just 1 defeat the past 6. That was last time around. Before that 4-game winning run, maybe a little bit nerves heading into this big game in the Europa League. Poznan have actually won the last 4 matches in the Europa League, scoring at least 2 goals in the last 4 matches as well. Benfica have actually conceded at least 2 goals in the last 4 matches in the Europa League. Not saying that they lost them, but they've at least conceded goals. Meanwhile, look at the bookies' odds on this one. What do we have on this? What do we have on this? Do we have odds on this? Do we have odds on this? Do we have on odds? Do we have on odds? Do we have odds on this? I can't see them. I'm sure they're there. There they are. 92 for Lech Poznan. 3-1 is your draw. 7-4 on Benfica. Your stone cold favourites on this one, and I will go with a draw on this. I think Poznan will get something at home. Difficult opposition to beat, I think. Moving forward, Standard Liège taking on Rangers. These 2 sides have never played each other. Rangers come into this 5-game winning run, of course, across the divisions, and of course beating Celtic at Celtic Park just the other day. Meanwhile, their opposition, Standard Liège, just 2 wins in the past 4 games. The other 2, though, were draws, so unbeaten in 6 in total for Standard Liège. Rangers have actually won the last 3 matches in the Europa League. Standard Liège are undefeated in the last 6 matches as well in the Europa League as well. So 2 teams locking horns as well. Quick look at the bookies' odds on this one. 8-5 for Standard Liège. 6-4 is your long shots or your away team. 5-2 is your draw. Difficult one, this one. I think Rangers will get something out of this. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw to take it back to Scotland, of course. PSV Eindhoven taking on Granada. Difficult one, this one. 2 of the juggernauts out of this group. Locking horns out in Group E, of course. Granada come into this just 2 wins of the past 4 games in all competitions, but unbeaten in 3. And of course, that includes a victory over Malmo as they got through the next stage. Meanwhile, their opposition, PSV Eindhoven, unbeaten in 5, of course, with their only hiccup, a draw against Hercules out in the Eredivisie. Granada actually won the last 3 matches in the Europa League, scoring at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches as well. Quick look at the bookies' odds on this one then, shall we? PSV 5-4, 12-5 is your draw, 21-10 is your away win. My camera's frozen. I'm just going to ditch the camera because it keeps on dying on me. So we're going to lose the camera. I'm still going to be here, but I'm just going to plow on through. Next up, what do we have? I went with a 2-1 win for PSV Eindhoven. PAOK Salenki up against Omonia Nicosia, the Battle of the Mediterranean now, shall we? Let's get into this one and have a little look. These 2 sides never played each other, but coming into this, PAOK actually losing back-to-back games out in European competitions. That was over in the Champions League knockouts, losing to Krasnodar, both home and away. Meanwhile, Nicosia come into this, 1 defeat the past 4 games across the board, and again, that was in the Champions League, losing to Olympiacos 2-0 on the day. Quick look at the bookies' odds on this one. I am still here. Quick look at the odds. 15-8 for PAOK. They are the stone cold favourites. 3-1 is your draw. 5-1 is your long shots. That is Omonia Nicosia at this one. I think PAOK will take this to the bank 3-1 and wrap it up with a dicky bow. Napoli taking on AZ Alkmaar. Again, 2 of the juggernauts out of this group, locking horns. They've never played each other in the past, but Napoli coming to this having lost their last 3 matches in the Europa League. However, their form over in domestically looking very, very good. 3 wins out of 3 over in Serie A, of course, including a 4-1 win against free-scoring Atalanta. Meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, AZ Alkmaar, the draw specialists, of course, picking up 5 draws of the past 6 games, and that other game was a defeat. So not winning games at the moment, and I do expect them to probably suffer a defeat in this one. 11-4 on Napoli are your stone cold favourites. 15-4 is your draw. 7-1 AZ Alkmaar looking shit right now, really are, and I do expect them to get tonked on this one. 3-0 in the end. Moving on to HNK Rijeka taking on my boys Real Sociedad. Let's have a look at this one then, shall we? HNK Rijeka. These 2 sides never played each other, but heading into this, Rijeka actually unbeaten in 4 games. Actually, when I say unbeaten, I mean 4-game winning run, actually kicking ass and taking tricky names. Meanwhile, Sociedad just one defeat in the past 5 games. That was against Valencia, 1-0 loss at home. They do come into this on the back of a 3-0 against Getafe, but they will be playing Betis today/tomorrow whenever this video goes out. Real Sociedad actually can see at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches in the Europa League. The bookies' odds on this one probably should more sided with Sociedad on this. We'll have a closer look. 50-4 for Rijeka, 6-4 Real Sociedad, 3-1 as you draw. Difficult one, this one. I think points should be split, right down the middle with a 1-1 draw. Sporting Braga taking on AEK Athens. Let's get into it. What do we got on this one? Sporting Braga, these 2 sides. Where are you, Sporting Braga? I'm trying to find you. There you are. These two never played each other. Of course, they've not. Athens coming to this back-to-back wins for them across the European competition. Of course, beating St. Gallen out in the Europa League and then beating Wolfsburg. Big game for them as well. Meanwhile, Braga coming to this back-to-back wins for them in the Portuguese top flight, beating Tondela and Nacional, conceding just the 1 goal. But before that, they actually lost a couple of games out in their top flight. Meanwhile, Athens are actually undefeated in 15 of the last 16 matches in the Europa League. Do they like this competition? Do they really like it? Well, we'll have a look then. Braga, 11-10, nailed on favourites, 12-5 draw. 3-1 is your long shots, and that is AEK Athens. For me, I'm going to go with the home team, that is Sporting Braga, to take it to the house. Leicester taking on Zorya, maybe out of Ukraine, something like that. But anyway, Leicester coming to this on the back of a defeat, of course. They will be taking on Aston Villa again today, tomorrow, depending on when it all goes through. But before that, it's actually just a 1 win out past 3 games. That win was against Manchester City, and it was a 5-2 demolition. Meanwhile, the opposition, Zorya, have just 1 win in the past 6. That was over in the Ukrainian top flight up against Lviv, whoever they may be. Quick look at the bookies' odds on this one then, shall we? Leicester City, 7-2, Stone Cold favourites, 92 is draw. 72, 17-2 is Zorya Lugnexnich to take this one. But I think Leicester will come out comfortably with a 3-0 win. Moving on, Celtic up against AC Milan. Big one, this one, of course. 2 juggernauts out in the top flights, respectively. Meanwhile, these 2 sides have played each other in the past. In the last 6 games, though, 4 wins for AC Milan, 1 win for Celtic, and 1 draw. Last time they played each other was in Glasgow. It was a 3-0 win for AC Milan back in 2013. Kaka, Zapata, and Balotelli on the score sheet for AC Milan. Heading into this, Celtic, though, just 1 defeat the past 6. That was just today against Rangers. Meanwhile, AC Milan unbeaten, actually winless. Actually, when I say winless, a winning run of 6 out of 6. I did call it at the start of the season. AC Milan, the team to beat over in Italy. They did just beat Inter Milan as well, comfortably. Quick look at the bookies' odds on this one. What do we have on this? What do we have? Do you have anything on this? Yes, you do. It's 11-4 for Celtic, 2019 on AC Milan. Your nose favourites, and 5-2 is your draw. I'm going with a Celtic victory. No, I'm not. I'm going with a 2-2 draw. That's right. Split right down the middle. Sparta Prague taking on Lille now, out in Group H. These 2 sides have never played each other, but heading into this, Lille looking very good over in Ligue 1. Actually won 4 of the past 5 games in all competitions. That is Lille. Meanwhile, their opposition, Sparta Prague actually win 4-game winning run as well over in the Czech top flight. Lille have actually failed to win the last 10 matches in the Europa League. That is a bad statistic, that. But I do think they'll fancy the chances on this one, taking a bit of form with them as they head into this game. Quick look at the odds. Where's the odds on this one? Sparta Prague 11-5, Lille 5-4, favourites 23-10 is your draw on this one. I think I'm going to go with Lille. That's right, to nick it 1-0. Might not be big, might not be impressive, but it's good enough to get over the line. Maccabi Tel Aviv taking on Qarabag. These 2 sides never played each other. Of course they've not. Tel Aviv come into this just 1 win in the past 3 games across Europe. That was against Brest in the Champions League. Of course, they tumbled out via Salzburg, and again on double header on that one, losing both legs, home and away. Meanwhile, the opposition, Qarabag, also just 1 win in the past 2 games in the European competition. They did tumble out the Champions League via Molde on penalties, it looks like, but then they did beat Legia Warsaw to go through to the group stages 3-0. Heading into this, quick look at the bookies' odds on this one. Maccabi Tel Aviv up against Qarabag. Where are the odds on this one? There they are, 2019, Maccabi Tel Aviv, 12-5 is draw, 14-5 is your away win on this one for Qarabag. I do like Qarabag to get something out of this. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. Might not be good, again, might not be pretty, but it's enough to get them moving. And unbeaten start. Villarreal taking on Silverspor out in Group I. Villarreal, not too bad start over. These 2 sides, of course, never played each other, but these 2 Villarreal coming to this, just 1 defeat the past 5 games. That was against Barcelona away from home, but it's been actually 3-game winning run or unbeaten run for them, beating Alaves. A friendly. They are taking on Valencia today, but looking good at the moment, Villarreal. Meanwhile, their opposition, Silverspor, unbeaten in 4 games across Turkey, and of course a couple of little Mickey Mouse games as well. Quick look at the bookies' odds on this one. Villarreal up against Silverspor. What do we have on this one? 10-3 on Villarreal. Stone Cold favourites. 4-1 is yours. 72 is your long shots. That is the visitors. And that is Silver Spore. I'm going with Villarreal on this one. Good evening. Good evening. It's a 3-0 win in the end. Spurs taking on Leicester. Now this is over in Group J, of course. Now these two sides never played each other, but Leicester come into this scoring goals, and scoring goals are plenty, both in the Europa League, of course, scoring 11 goals in the past 2 games and conceding just the one. Did beat Sporting Lisbon, of course, and they also beat Streda from wherever they are. Meanwhile, Spurs also come into this scoring goals as well the past 2 games. Past 2 games, they've scored 13 goals. That's right. How do you like that, Leicester? They've won up to there. But they have conceded goals in as well. But unbeaten in 5 games, Spurs in all competitions. Meanwhile, Spurs have actually won the last 3 matches in the Europa League, scored at least 2 goals in the last 4 matches out in the Europa League as well. Bookies odds will probably over Spurs on this one as well. 11-4 known Stone Cold favourites. 4-1 draw. 30-2 is your away win. And Marino likes some silverware, and he'll probably like his chances on this one. He's going to go with a 4-1 win over Leicester in the end. Ludogorets Razgrad up against Royal Antwerp out of Belgium. These two sides never played each other, but Razgrad coming to this unbeaten in 6 games across the board, drawing 2, winning 4. Meanwhile, Antwerp coming to this unbeaten in 4, winning 3 of those and drawing 1. The last defeat was against Charleroi back at the end of August. Heading into this, quick look at the bookies odds on this one. Razgrad will probably be your favourites, 23-20, 12-5 is draw, 9-4 is your long shots. That is Antwerp on this one. I've probably played it safe and gone with the draw. No, I've gone with Razgrad to nick it in the end. Wolfsberger coming out of Austria, taking on CSKA Moscow. Of course, out of Russia. This is out in Group K. These two sides never played each other. Wolfsburg, I'm not really sure what they're going to be offering these days. They've actually failed to win the last 5 matches in the Europa League. Meanwhile, CSKA Moscow coming to this, just 1 defeat the past 5 in all competitions. That was against Lokomotiv Moscow out in the top flight out in Russia, of course. Quick look at the bookies odds on this one. I think I did see them. They're out there. They are in there. I do believe they're here. They better be in there. There they are. 5-2 for Wolfsburg for the victory. 30-5 is draw. Even Stevens is CSKA Moscow on this one. Going to go with the draw myself. Going to go with the draw. Dynamo Zagreb taking on final out of the Eredivisie. Now, these two sides have never played each other in the past, but they both come into this in pretty good form. Out of the past 4 games, both of them 3 wins and a draw, of course. But it's actually been 3 games on a 3-game winning run for Dynamo Zagreb. Meanwhile, just the 2 wins and a draw for final out of the past 3 over in the Dutch flight out. In the Dutchies, of course. Quick look at the bookies odds on this one. 30-10 for Dynamo Zagreb. 55-2 is draw. 90-10 is your away win. That is a fine odd on this. Tough one again, but they're going to go with the home team with a 2-1 win to take it to the bank. Meanwhile, there'll be Hoffenheim taking on Red Star Belgrade. Again, these two sides never played each other, but Hoffenheim coming to this back-to-back defeats for them, losing to Dortmund and, of course, losing to Frankfurt out in the Bundesliga. Meanwhile, Red Star Belgrade, 4-game winning run. They're scoring goals as well. Was it 3, 5, 9, 15 goals at the past 4 games? That's averaging on over 3 at the past 4 games. So, whatever. Looking good, Red Star Belgrade. And I do hope they get something out of this game. It's going to be difficult, though. 5-2 on Hoffenheim are your favourites. 50-4 is your 6-1. It is Red Star Belgrade. Difficult game, though, but I do expect Hoffenheim still to come out on top with the W. And wrapping it up, it was Slavan Liberec up against KAA Ghent. These two sides never played each other, but Liberec come into this 3 games, 1 defeat at the past 4 games. Meanwhile, Ghent just 1 win at the past 5 even. 1 win at the past 5. That was against Beerschot out in the Belgian Juniper League. But surrounding all that is surrounding by defeats. Are they there for the taking? Are they? It would be a Slavan Liberec's chance here. A quick look at the odds. What do we have? 9-4 for Liberec. 23-20 is Ghent. 12-5 is your draw. Again, I probably played it safe with the draw myself. Nope, giving it to Ghent. Even though the form book looks like ass, I'm going to give it to them in the end. Now, my friends, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. And if you are new, bang the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Europa League related, Blackburn Rovers related, whoa, football related. We got it all here. And Waroski. We'll be doing Europa League match day predictions, probably live from here on in. We'll try to anyway. It's just been very busy, of course. The games are coming thick and fast with the old COVID schedule. It's just too hard to keep up to date. But anyway, make sure you get your predictions. We do have a live action. It will be a live action prediction league for this one. So maybe good chance for any newbies to get stuck in there and give a chance to win some merchandise. There will be a T-shirt with Europa League champion or something like that on the stuff whenever we get round to it. But anyway, that's it. Until then, please sure to give the video some loving. Smash the thumbs up, smash subscribe, of course, if you're new. And of course, make sure you check out the old description, links to my other social media platforms in there. Twitter, Facebook, and of course, Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. That's the place to do it. Until then, I'm going to go before the camera bounces out. I'm out. I'll see you all next time.